I am in the northern part of Iceland right now, in a very kind of remote area. This restaurant here has all traditional food, so these are all local things from the area here that have been eaten for a very long time, just using what is available. And there's not a ton of plants when you look out the window. It's not like a very lush area, but one thing that grows here is a type of moss. A moss that I believe is endemic to Iceland, and they make soup out of it. So I'm not sure exactly what to expect. I think it's a sweet soup, but let's see. It seems like they add a lot of cream to it. First I'm going to just try some, just the broth on its own. It's alright. Yeah, it's like milky and a little bit of buttery, a little salty, a little sweet, and I think that's all what's added to it. But the moss adds a little bit of like a slight bitter, leafy taste. I wouldn't even say it's bitter, but it's kind of like the leafy taste you get from a piece of like romaine lettuce, like a good green lettuce. Mostly you're getting cream and butter and sugar. So that's actually pretty good. Next I'll try a little piece of it. The texture on it is a little bit like lettuce, but also a little cartilagey. Maybe a little bit like the texture of like a mushroom. It's all right. I feel like this is more of like a dessert sort of thing because of that sweetness. But yeah, it doesn't taste fishy. Doesn't taste like seaweed or anything. It's a nice, mild, sweet flavor. So I'm up on the top of a fell again, and of course magical things happen on the top of fells, guys, because over here I think this is the moss. I think this is the Icelandic moss that was used in that soup. It's got a really tough, like dried cartilage kind of texture to it. I'm not sure if it's always like that or if maybe this is actually dried out. I've been keeping an eye out for it, and it's not super common. I mean, you find this like blue lupine everywhere, and crowberries everywhere, and this kind of moss everywhere, which is like really comfy. You can like sleep on that. But this kind of moss, not super common. Okay, I am back in the US, everybody, as you can see by the cat tail that is moving around me. And I have something that I brought back with me. These are Icelandic cough drops. These are lozenges that are made with the Icelandic moss. And everything on here is in Icelandic. It's hard for me to read it, but I'm going to give you a kind of poor translation using Google Translate. So let me tell you what this says on it. The licorice pastilles now includes wholesome Icelandic moss, which grows wild in Icelandic nature. The herb is traditionally believed to have healing powers and be beneficial for both body and soul. Okay, and the ingredients, they actually do have English for it. Licorice extract, coconut oil, glazing agent, etc., etc. So, yeah, let's give this a shot. If my cat will sit down. Hey, sit down. So I bought this a while ago when I was in Iceland, and I haven't tried it yet, so this will actually be the first time I've tried it. They are little brown discs with a T on them. That must be a T for Toflur, which I don't know what that means. So far, I'm just getting kind of like a cough drop kind of flavor. That kind of like herbal menthol kind of taste that you would get from any kind of like Hall's kind of cough drop. I wonder if this has any relation to actual like halls. At least like the word maybe. The second flavor coming through, licorice. And it is sweet, so the sweetener in there is coming through. But it's not like artificial tasting at all. It tastes okay. These aren't bad. This does taste like something that if I did have a cold, this would be nice. This would be a good cough drop. And, you know, that's what it's used for. But I think mostly what's bringing that is the menthol. The Icelandic moss in here is innocuous. You know, it's not really adding any flavor. It's not adding any texture or anything. It's in there for the medicinal property, and if that is something that that you want, it's easy to get it that way. So it's supposed to help your body, supposed to help your soul. Doesn't taste like much. The more interesting thing to me is just that this is a plant that is native to Iceland, that has importance, not just in a traditional soup, but also it is available in a mass-marketed product that you find in the country as well. So I had fun, hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Hey, before you click away, I'd like to give a big shout out to my mega patrons. That includes Smarter Every Day, Sean M. Glynn, and Lofty Rex. They are big supporters over on patreon.com. Patreon is how I can continue to keep this series going, so if you'd like to help support the channel, take a look at the link in the description below. If you don't want to go on Patreon, another way to support the channel is to buy a t-shirt. T-shirts are available also in the description below. Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.